Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a crochet tutorial. We're going to do the strawberry stitch in standard crochet. There's also a way to do it in Tunisian crochet, which there will be a tutorial for that as well. So it's really fun and an easy to memorize repeat after a few times of running back and forth through the passes. You're using two different color yarns and you're shifting your strawberries over as you go, just so that way, you get this look of them, not stacked on top of each other, but staggered. But let's go ahead and get started. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using just some worsted weight yarn and a H 5mm crochet hook. We're going to start with our red, which is the bottom, the berry part instead of the stem part. You're going to put a slip knot on your hook and chain 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until you have 16. Once you have chain 16, we're going to turn our work on its side, or for your sample, if you wanted to, you could work in the front of the chain, but I like to work into the back of the chain. So I'm going to turn my work on its side, and I'm going to single crochet into the very first chain. So not the loop on our hook, not where that loop comes from, but I'm going to turn it on its side and catch the very next one. And single crochet. Go ahead and single crochet in every chain all the way to the end. Once you've reached the end, you should have a total of 15 single crochets, at which point we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to place a single crochet back into the very first stitch and 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So each of the next 2 stitches, get a single crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to place 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we repeat 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 5 double crochets all into the very next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you will repeat that to the end of your row. You should have ended the row with 3 single crochets, at which point we're going to bind off, cut away from our ball of yarn, turn your work over, and we're going to begin the green row, so the stem part. Pull up a loop, chain 1, and then single crochet back into that very same stitch. Single crochet into your next stitch. Single crochet into the next stitch. So we've started with 3 single crochets. Now we're going to work into each of the next 5 double crochets. You're going to insert your hook into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop. And we want to make sure that loop is just slightly taller, about the size of a half double crochet. And we're going to go into the next loop and pull it up, the next stitch and pull up a loop, same height. And we're going to repeat that until we have our 5 double crochets completed here. You will have 6 loops on your hook, 1 from the previous stitch and 5 from your 5 double crochets, at which time you're going to yarn over and pull through all stitches that were on your hook. Chain 1, and you might want to cinch it just a little bit. Leave your loop a little extra long because we're going to reach down to the very last double crochet you pulled a loop from. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. Now we're going to repeat 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Now work into each of the next 5 double crochets by pulling up a loop from each one. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops that are on your hook. Chain 1, cinch it down. Leave yourself a little bit longer of a loop. Reach down to the last double crochet worked. Insert your hook, yarn over, and slip stitch. So again, 3 single crochets. Pull up 1 loop in each of the next 5 double crochets. You will have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6. Chain 1, cinch it down, reach down and slip stitch to the last worked double crochet. 1 single crochet in each of the remaining 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Cut away from your working yarn and pick up your red. We're going to do our next row of berries together. When working the red, you are on the wrong side row. When working the green, you are on the right side row. This is how your berries will be looking. All right, back to our red. We're gonna pick up our very first stitch here and pull that red yarn through and chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. Now we're going to do the 5 double crochets into our very next stitch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to work our 3 single crochets. So our first single crochet goes in right after our 5 double crochets into the very next stitch. You might have to poke around, look for it. The next one goes on top of the berry. So right on top of the berry. You're going to skip that slip stitch and go into the very next single crochet and single crochet. And then we're at the center of those 3 single crochets, and that is where we place our 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then just repeat 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the top of your berry here, the very top, and 1 single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. And repeat. And I will meet back up with you at the end of the row, and we will join back with our green and complete the following row. Once you reach the end, you should have 1 single crochet as your last stitch. And then we will pick up the green and begin our last repeat row. Insert your hook into that very last stitch, that very first stitch, the single crochet, and pull your green through, chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. And now we're going to work over the berries the same as we did on row 2 of your repeat. So pulling up 1 loop in each of the 5 double crochets. You will have 6 loops on your hook, at which point you will yarn over, pull through all 6, chain 1, pull up a little bit of a loop, and slip stitch to the last worked double crochet, and 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and that will be your repeat for this row. You will end with 1 single crochet at the very end of this row. Okay, so once you have finished your little swatch, this is what it should look like. And then you will go back to repeating rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will put timestamps down below to the beginning of those repeating rows, so you can just click on those. The back side of it looks like this, and the front side looks like that. Very cute, lots of texture. All right, everyone, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.